What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to another episode of Drop Balls Podcast, your favorite podcast's favorite sports podcast. Look, thank you all for tapping in today. And listen, if you watching on TikTok, watching on YouTube, watching on Twitch or Kick, go ahead and hit that subscribe and follow button for your boy. And if you're on Twitter and you see my post pop up, just be sure to share it so that way we can get more people up in here and we can talk about what's going on in the sports world. Y'all know the drill. Today we're gonna be playing MLB the show. It's road to the show all the way, and we're gonna be talking about what's going on in the sports world. We got a lot. Well, I'm not gonna say a lot to talk about, but we got quite a bit to talk about. The playoffs start today. Well, the play-in tournament starts today. You got Orlando versus Atlanta, and you got Golden State versus the Memphis Grizzlies. And then not only that, we got some stuff with Shedeur Sanders. Where is he going? The NFL drafts in what, really, like a week? The NFL draft, my bad. The NFL draft is in like a week. Um, him and Travis Hunter are having their jerseys retired at Colorado. Did they do enough to get that? We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about all of that. And then Nico, I'm a attempt to pronounce his last name. Iamaleava got released from the Tennessee Volunteers. I think it was last week. So we got some stuff to talk about, man. We got some stuff to talk about. So make sure y'all in the comments, chatting it up with me, and we're gonna go from there. But let's get started. Well, first, let me make sure everything is good. Let me make sure YouTube is good, Twitch is good, all of that good stuff. Cause I gotta have the streams right. Um, and even though I can do certain things on Streamlabs, I still gotta get in here and make sure the stream manager is right, is going good. So give me 1 second, and we gonna get to it. Let's see. Oh man, my fault, y'all. That's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, like I said, give me 1 second. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. I'm gonna bring up the game. We're gonna get to talking about all of that. All right, making sure all of that is active. We good. We good. Look like everything's good to go. Make sure YouTube is good. Like I said, if you see it pop up on Twitter, if you see the tweet pop up that we live, make sure to share it with your friends. Just retweet it. It's look, man, it's free to support. I'm not asking for no money, not asking for none of that. It's free to support. See, this is why I had to come look at YouTube, because YouTube don't be popping up right with the right stuff, man. They gotta do better with that on Streamlabs. They gotta do better with that on Streamlabs, but it's cool. It's cool. It ain't no big deal. We'll get the titles right. We'll get the description going later on. All right, but yeah, let's get to it, man. What the hell? Okay, there we go. Let's get to it. We're gonna get into the game, and then y'all already know how this PlayStation app be acting. I need to get one of those. What is it called? A streaming card. I need to get a streaming card, so that way I ain't really got to worry about the PS app. I can just hook it up to my PS5, run it to my computer, and I can just stream that way. It's all investments, but they coming soon. They're coming soon. Let me make sure this comes up. The game capture. Look at that. See, and now it just shut down again. All right, come on, work for me. Work for me. Work for your boy. I don't ask for much. There we go. We in the game. We in the game like EA Sports. Hey, welcome, welcome. Tap in, tap in. Let me go ahead and make sure this is shared all over Twitter, all over social media, man. Get this thing going. And look, if y'all on playback, make sure to tap into Sports After Dark tonight. We're hosting a watch party for the play-in tournament. We're gonna do both games. Look, I'll be there, but I'll be at my son's soccer practice. So, we'll be there. we'll be live in there. But I'm gonna be at my son's soccer practice. The rest of the Sports at the Dark family, they're gonna be holding it down. My boy Young Heavy, my dog AB, my dog DG, my dog Hollywood. They all gonna be holding it down, you know. And we're gonna be in there live, chatting it up, having fun. But anyway, let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. Listen, first, before we even really get to anything, I just want to have a moment of silence for Kyren Lacy. Um, it came out. What was it? I want to say it was Sunday or Monday. Was it Monday? Maybe it was Sunday. I don't remember the exact day, but it came out that he took his life. Um, Got a lot of stuff going on, but I just want to do a moment of silence for him, and we'll talk about that whole little situation a little bit after this. So we just do a moment of silence, man. But yeah, I just want to send my condolences to his family, to his friends and family, everybody. I mean, look, you can feel how you want to feel about the guy or about the kid, but again, just think about it. He was a kid. A lot of us made some dumb mistakes when we were children. And I'm not even saying like he's guilty of what he was being accused of, because I don't know. I don't have the information. I don't know. But a lot of us have done some dumb stuff that we regret when we were kids, when we were his age, when we were in college, when we were in high school, all of that. But thoughts and prayers go out to his family. I hope they can. It's tough, man. You, as a parent, you never want to lose your kid. That's probably one of the toughest things ever. I've never lost a kid, but I know I have a kid. Oh, hold on, let me turn this down a little bit. And as a parent, I couldn't imagine losing my baby boy, man. I couldn't imagine something happening to my baby boy. So I know his parents are going through it right now. So like I said, just prayers and condolences to his family and to his friends and everything. Um, you know, just sending that out to him. But like I said, no matter how you feel about the kid, man, like it's still tough to hear, a guy so young, what he was like 22, 23, taking his life, especially when he had a whole life ahead of him. He had a whole life ahead of him where he was likely about to get drafted and everything. And it just seems like the pressures of everything that was going on weighed on him. It's just like everything weighed on him. And yeah, because I mean, it's a lot. Even if he's not guilty, like, even not being guilty, like, if he's not guilty, just social media alone and just the world. And this is what I talked about last week, where as a man, like, it's so much pressure on you. And then don't let you mess up. Don't let you mess up, because if you mess up, and like, I'm not famous, right? I'm not famous. I don't have no kind of fam, no kind of nothing. I just be on here talking and living my life. But someone like him, or people like him who are famous, you mess up, and like I said, as a man, you mess up, and it's like it's the end of the world. And people don't let you breathe. Social media be on your head. Like, it's tough. And dealing with that, yeah, like, I can't even imagine what he was going through or what he was dealing with. Just like I can't imagine with the family that lost they dad, their mom, or their dad, their uncle, their grandfather, whatever, what they were dealing with. So like, I can't even imagine, right? um I do know what his family's going through, though. I do know what Kyren Lacy's family's going through, though, because I have lost a family member to suicide who took their own life, and I know it's tough. So I look, I ain't gonna say too much. I'd have probably said enough, but Look, take it easy, man. Don't if y'all on social media trying to kill the kid and bash the kid, or you praising the fact that he's no longer on this earth, seek help. Go get help. For real. Go get help. Because that's not right. It's not the godly thing to do, and it's just not the right thing. It's not the human thing to do. I mean, I guess it is the human thing to do because humans are, yeah. Look, man, humans are what they are, but it's not the right thing to do, man. It's not the morally correct thing to do. So if you up there praising that he, he's passed away or he took his own life or whatever because of what you think happened, and you don't really know, then yeah, go seek help, please, immediately, because yeah. But anyway, moving on. Yeah, I want to talk about Tennessee. The Tennessee Volunteers and Nico. Look, his last name. It's not crazy because that's just his heritage or whatever. But it is. Look, I don't want to butcher it. So, Iamaleava. Iamaleava. I sound ridiculous saying that. What is it? Iamaleava. 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 Nico Iamaleava. There we go. I hope I said it right. But the Tennessee Volunteers released Nico. It came out a few months ago that he was looking to like renegotiate his contract, his NIL deal or whatever, and he wanted $4 million. He wanted, up the price. I was reading an article that came out the other day from A to Z Sports talking about how it pretty much seems like his father and his agent kind of screwed him, if I'm being honest. It seems like Nico's family and his agent kind of screwed him, kind of messed him over. And if that's the truth, man, like this is why I talk about, and I've talked about it before. Parents, stop trying to live through your kids. Let them live their lives. Nico is what, 18, 19 years old? Maybe 20. He might be 20. But Nico, he's a young man. You have to trust at some point that you raised him, and you raised him correctly, and you raised him to take care of himself. And he has to put people around him that's going to take care of him as well. So like his agent, if he has the right agent, that agent should be taking care of him and making sure that, he's getting the best outcome for Nico possible. And his father, like I said, stop living through your kids, man. Hey, 3DGAF, appreciate the follow, my brother on TikTok. But as a father, stop living through your kids. Let him be his own man. Let him take care of him, not take care of himself, because you still gonna make sure that your son is not getting screwed over. You want to make sure that your son is being taken care of, and that's fine. But stop trying to control his life. If that man was okay with his NIL deal, which I don't know if he was or if he wasn't, but if he was okay with his NIL deal and he was okay with being at Tennessee, there was no need for you to go out there and be like, oh yeah, we want more money. We want more of this. We want more of that. And then going behind his back. Based on the article that I read, it's like they went behind his back and was trying to, handle all this. And then it also looked like the agent went behind dad's back and was trying to handle all of this himself. Which if Nico hired an agent, that agent should be the one taking care of all the negotiation, all the contract stuff, all of that. It ain't got nothing to do with his father. His father shouldn't have anything to do with that. Like I said, you want what's best for your kids, and that's fine. But stop trying to live through your kids, man. Because now Nico asked out. He asked out. Where he gonna go? They said they was talking to Oregon, but this went behind Tennessee back and was talking to Oregon. And then Dan Lannon contacted Heupel to see like what's going on with all of that. And that's when Heupel found out. And so then they went and talked to USC, and that's when USC called Heupel to find out. And neither one of them really, I guess, neither one of them want him, or they both like pretty much said no. I think UCLA's in the same boat. So it's like, damn, it's like you the kind of screwed your son over. I don't know, like I don't know, man. If his dad and his agent are the ones that kind of screwed him over like that, like I said, they got to figure that out. They got to do better for that man. Let him be a man, man. Like let him figure out his own path. At 18, at 19, 20, if look, if your kid is not in your house at 19, 20, 21 years old, you gotta trust that you raised them correctly, man. You gotta stop living through them. Just because you didn't fulfill your childhood dreams, don't mean you gotta make your child fulfill your childhood dreams. Or don't mean you gotta force your child to do certain things to take care of the family. He's in college. I get it. He's playing football. He got NIL money, but he's in college. He's there to get his education. He's there to play the sport that he loves, the sport that's paying him the money. And when he make it to the league, then he can take care of the family. But all this right now, nah, man. That's just too much. Ooh, drop. There we go. It's a good hit. Like, how old is he? I gotta see how old Nico is. But yeah, if they, oh, he's 20. Okay, yeah, so he'll be 21 this year. Boy ain't even old enough to drink. Stop living through your kids. Let him live his own life. Let him find his own path. He hired an agent to take care of the negotiations and stuff. There's no need for the father to be involved. No need for the father to have anything to do with any of that. And that's my opinion. I mean, people can have their own separate opinions, but for me, that's my opinion on the matter. That's how I feel about it. I don't think his dad should have had. Ooh, go back. I just don't think his dad should have had anything to do with that at all. And if the agent went behind their back, because it said that the agent was going to go try to continue negotiating with Tennessee. And then I think to his father's advice, he decided not to show up to practice on Friday, and that's when it happened. It happened on Friday because he decided not to show up on practice, and they released him. Yeah, man, you gotta let him live his own life. Can't be. Yeah, you gotta let him live his own life, man. I can't reiterate that enough. And talking about a father and their kids. Talking about a father and their kids. It was announced that Colorado is going to retire number 2 and number 12. The two numbers worn by Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter. To me, this has Deion written all over it. And my question is, did Sheduer and Travis do enough to warrant their jerseys being retired at Colorado? Personally, I don't think so. Sure, I get it. Travis Hunter won a Heisman. He played both sides of the ball. I get it, right? He's top 10 in receiving yards at Colorado. I don't think he's top 5. I think he's like 8 or 7 or 8 or something like that. So Travis is top 10 in receiving yards at Colorado. He has over, I think it's like 1,900 yards. Because he had 700 his first year and had about 1,200 last year. So yeah, he has about 1,900, a little over 1,900 yards. So for me, it's like, did he really do enough to have his jersey retired? I don't think so. Sure, Sheduer is what? Sheduer is top 5 in passing yards, and he did it only in 2 years at Colorado. God damn. He did it only in 2 years at Colorado. What's up, Drunken Curry? Hey, look, man. I saw that last night, dog. I saw that last night, man. I need one. I need one for sure. I tried to cook up something today. I don't know if it's gonna hit, but I tried to cook up. I need $2 to 91,000 parlay, because that was crazy. I wish I would have seen that yesterday. I swear to God, I wish I would have seen that yesterday. Hey, I probably wouldn't have been on stream today if I hit something like that. I ain't gonna hold you. We might have took the day off. But yeah, Shedeur is top five in passing yards at Colorado, and he did it in 2 years. He did that in 2 years. Where most of the people they played 3-4 years at Colorado, and they top 1, 2, 3, and 4. But I just don't. And he's top. He's number one in passing yards or passing touchdowns, and he's number one in completion percentage, I believe. So like, I get he holds those records at Colorado because he has a 71% completion percentage, but also at the same time, the offense is very quarterback friendly. Not as far as the offensive line, because the offensive line was terrible, but it was a lot of screens, a lot of things, short pass, or a lot of things like that. Yeah, I seen it. It's the same parlay, and they hit 30 cents for 30K. It was crazy. That's why I'm saying I wish I would have seen it, because I would have put like a dollar on it, a little dollar, a little four quarters. Got me a little something off of that. But yeah, I just don't feel like Sheduer did enough to. I don't feel neither one of them did enough to have their jerseys retired. You didn't have a. I mean, what was Colorado's record over the 2 years? I don't think they had a winning record over the 2 years. And let me see. And this isn't me hating on Shedeur. I think Shedeur, like, to me, when I watched Shedeur's film, I didn't really see. It's not that I didn't see a lot from him, because the offense wasn't really. It wasn't really predicated, to me, in my opinion, on, like, not predicated, but it wasn't really like a offense where you could really see what the quarterback could really do. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't one of those. It wasn't really a pro style offense. It was a lot of dink and dunk, and then pass the ball to Travis Hunter. Like, that's pretty much all they did. So yeah, they were 4-8 his first year, and they were 9-4 the second year. So what? 13-12. So you didn't even have a winning record your 2 years at Colorado. So for me, it's like, did you really do enough? And to me, I know this is all Dion, right? It's all Dion. Like, I don't think the school is really, like, all gung ho about retiring the numbers, and maybe they are. I don't know, or maybe they're just doing what Dion wants, is asking them to do. But I don't feel like 2-12 should be retired. I don't think they did enough. Um, I don't know. I don't know if Travis is their only. Let me see. I don't know if Travis is their only Heisman winner in school history. I gotta look at that. Hold on, I'm about to look at that right now, because I don't know if he's the only Heisman winner in school history. But for me, like I said, I don't think they've done enough to require, like, to. They didn't do enough. What Kendrick say? It's not enough. Like, I just don't think they did enough to have their numbers retired, man. Like, yeah, you probably gonna be a top. They both probably top 10 picks. That's not without a question. They both top 10 picks. But it's just like, yeah. Let me look it up. How many Heisman winners did they have? Okay, so they've had two: Rashawn Shalom and Travis Hunter. Is his number retired? Let me see. Number 19. Is number 19 retired at Colorado? Let's see what numbers they have retired. Um, that's a Byron White, number 24, is retired. He was a quarterback, but that is 1936, 37. He was a quarterback halfback, you know. Joe Romick, number 67. I'm pretty sure y'all offensive lineman. Bobby Anderson, number 11, probably a wide receiver or running back. He's a dual. Oh, he was a running back and quarterback. Oh, that's 67, 69. Okay, so Rashawn Shalom, his phone number, or not his phone number, his jersey number is retired as well. Okay, if that's the case, then that makes sense. Damn, this disconnected again. But if that's the case, as far as if his number's retired and they're retiring Travis because Travis won a Heisman, then okay, cool, I understand. I get it. That makes a lot of sense then. If they're retiring Travis's number because he won the Heisman and he played both ways, and then they also have the other Heisman winner from the school, his jersey's retired, then okay, boom, we can rock out with that. I respect that. But other than that, Sheduer ain't done enough in my opinion. And it's no disrespect to Sheduer. It's no slight to Sheduer. To me, he just ain't done enough. He didn't do enough at Colorado. Now, hey, look, if he played all 4 years at Colorado and put up the numbers that he put up, and they got better, progressively better every season, okay, why this thing won't connect? Then that would make more sense to me. See, this is why I gotta get a streaming card, because this is ridiculous. But then yeah, okay, that would make more sense to me. I could get jiggy with that. But 2 years, what they say? I can't get jiggy with this shit. I can't get jiggy with it. Oh, there we go. All right, it's back up. But yeah, I can't get with it. To me, it just don't. Like I said, it's not enough. It's not enough. Damn. Oh, I was safe. Let's go. Let's go. But yeah, it's just not enough. I just can't. I can't see why they're retiring his jersey. But Travis, it makes sense. Like I said, since the number 19 is retired and he was the only other Heisman winner, then it makes sense on why you retire Travis's. Other than that, it was dual threat quarterbacks from the 30s and an offensive lineman. I mean, to be fair, they ain't really had much at Colorado. They haven't really had much at Colorado. But I mean, they had what's the other boy name? Was it Cordell Stewart? Hold on, I gotta look now. Because they did have somebody at Colorado. I think it is Cordell Stewart. Yep, it is Cordell Stewart. And Cordell Stewart, he's 6th in passing yards. He's right behind Sheduer. And he played 4 years. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I get it, like what Sheduer did in his 2 years there. You know, top 5 in passing yards, most most passing touchdowns, and you know, the best completion percentage. Okay, cool, I get that. But to me, like, none of these other quarterbacks, that's all, man. Look, that's all Dion. And me and my peoples was talking about on the stream last night, and we were like, well, if you're gonna retire Sheduer, why ain't retire Shiloh? Now, look, I don't think Shiloh's good, so that's just me. But I do think Sheduer, I do think Sheduer is solid. I think he'll be okay in the league depending on where he goes. I think Sheduer will be fine, and that's, you know, that's the next topic. Depending on where he goes. So, you know, a report came out the other day saying that the Giants and the Browns are not looking to take a quarterback. But then also that came from Sleeper by way of Albert Breer, who said that. But then another report came out that the Giants were hosting private workouts for Tyler Shaw, Shedeur Sanders, and Jalen Milroe. To me, I still don't think the Giants are taking a quarterback at number 3. But I think that was more so of a, we don't want to show our hands, so we're going to work out all 3 of these quarterbacks. And we know the quarterback, one of the quarterbacks is going to get picked by us. It's not going to be the one y'all think. I don't think it's going to be Shedeur. I think it's probably going to be Jalen Milroe. But one of the quarterbacks is going to get picked by them. But we're not going to show our hand on who that pick is. So we're going to work out all 3 and go from there. And I think that's what they're doing. Damn. But I think that's what they're doing. And so I think that Jalen Milroe is going to end up with the Giants. But so the Browns and the Giants are not taking a quarterback at 2 and 3. So that leaves a couple teams, in my opinion, that could grab Sheduer in the first round. Now you have the Las Vegas Raiders sitting there at number 6. You have the New Orleans Saints sitting there at number 9. And then you have the Pittsburgh Steelers at 21. Now, to me, I believe the Steelers are going to have to move up if they want to get Shedeur. And I do believe that if the Saints want Shedeur, if that's the quarterback that they want to go after, they're going to have to get up to number 5. And that means trading with the Jaguars. I think the Saints should be on the phone with the Jaguars, seeing what they want for that 5th overall pick, because I have a feeling that if Sheduer falls to, if he does fall to number 6, that the Raiders will take him. Now, that's just my feeling. I'm not saying that's what it's going to be or what it's not going to be, whatever. That's just my feeling. Because, and yes, they signed Geno Smith. They traded for Geno Smith. They got Geno Smith. But Geno signed a 2-year extension. So he's really on contract for 3 years. They have an out after the 2026 season. So it's something where it's like, okay, look, we can get Sheduer at 6. We can sit him for a year or 2, and we can move off of Geno. And that's without no dead cap. They can move off of Geno after year 2, after 2026. No dead cap, no nothing. So that could be a possibility. And that's why I think that's why I really feel like the Saints, if they want him, they have to move up. They got to get to number 5. And I don't know if that was safe, but they got to move up to number 5 to go get Shedeur. And now the Steelers would have to sell the farm. If they like Shedeur, the Steelers would have to sell the farm to go get him. They would have to get up, because I mean they're at 21. You would have to get into the top 10, in my opinion, to go get him. And likely you would have to get up to 5. And I don't know if the Jaguars would want to move to 5. Hell, maybe somebody trades up to number 3 from the Giants. Like, let's say the Steelers pull off a trade. They move up to the number 3 pick to get Shedeur. There we go. To get Shedeur. And then you have the Giants take Jalen Milroe at number 21. I know my friends that are Giants fans, they might be mad. They might be mad at that. Or Jalen Milroe or Jackson Dart. I know they might be mad at that for sure. Who knows? But I could see something like that happening if the Steelers are serious about getting Shedeur. But yeah, the Saints need a quarterback. It came out Derek Carr is hurt, like, and he could possibly miss the whole season. Saints need a quarterback. You don't run it back with Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler is not good. I said that when he was in college. I didn't understand the hype. I still don't understand the hype. Yeah, it seemed like he matured a little bit, but he's just not good to me. He's not a good quarterback. I've never understood the hype with Spencer Rattler at all. But yeah, so they need a quarterback. Bad. In the worst way. And Derek Carr ain't in it either. Like, I ain't never really thought Derek Carr was good either. So Derek Carr ain't it. So the Saints got to go get a quarterback. And the best way to do that, like I said, move up to number 5. I don't think the Jaguars will have a big issue moving back to 9, because I still think you could get your player at number 9. I still think at number 9 the Jaguars could get a blue chip solid player. I know some people may want Mason Graham, some people may want Travis Hunter, but I think the Jaguars could get a really solid blue chip player at number 9. And I think if the Saints want Sheduer, that's where they got to get up to. They got to get up to 5. Got to get to 5. Otherwise, GG's. Because I think Sheduer would be gone before then. Like I said, I think he'll go at 6 to the Raiders. Or if the Steelers could find a way to get up, like let's say the Raiders decided they didn't want him, and the Steelers found a way to get up to like 7 or 8 right before the Saints pick, then the Saints likely don't get their quarterback. So I think they're gonna have to trade up, get to number 5, and I think that's how they're gonna get their quarterback. Damn, why I swing at that? But I think that's how they're gonna get their quarterback. We'll see though. I think Travis is gonna go in the top 5. Like, well, Travis might
If
go.
they're going to make something happen, now
We got the
is the
second pick, the
time.
Patriots.
They need to cut this margin before the closer comes in.
I could see Travis going to the Patriots. And that's another thing with Travis. He came out and said, if he can't play both sides of the ball, then I guess he'll sit out the season. I call
Not
Cap.
in time. He's safe.
Damn, he should just went the first with that one. I call Cap. I don't think he will. I don't think he will sit out a whole season if he can't play both sides of the ball. And to be honest, I don't think he needs to play both sides of the ball. Yeah, sure. Will he be good? Can he be good at both sides? Yeah, for sure. He could possibly. Oh, I ain't worried about that. He could possibly be good at both sides of the ball in the league. But to me, like I feel. Hold on, I'm trying to find this post real quick so I can. Where is it at? Oh, here we go. Yeah, he said he's never playing football again if he can't play both wide receiver and cornerback in the NFL. It's never playing football again because I've been doing it my whole life. I feel like I could dominate on each side of the ball. My thing is, can your body hold up? We saw that Colorado, him going in and out of games because his body couldn't hold up. So it's a lot of wear and tear on your body, and you ain't going against Big 12 receivers no more. You ain't going against FCS receivers no more. You in the league now, boy. It's different. You ain't going against these Big 12 corners. It's different.
And he works in a sinker.
So I don't know. Like my question is, can his body hold up? That's my biggest question. I'm not saying he can't play both sides because I think if he made it to, get into the league, if a team let him play both sides, I think he could play at a high quality on both sides of the ball. My thing just is, can your body hold up? It's a lot of wear and tear. How does that career look for you? I think there's players that's been it that could do it. But I think the reason they haven't done it is because, again, that wear and tear on your body is no joke. Like, even Deion had packages where he played receiver. And I think that would be the best bet for Travis, like, having packages, right? Whether, you have your full-time position, whether it's corner or receiver. And then you have I shouldn't have stole that. But you have a package where you may go in as a receiver for a couple packages. That's if you're playing full time at DB. Or you have a couple packages on the defensive side where you go in the game. That would be fine. But my thing is, trying to play both sides full time. That's tough, man. That's tough. That's what I mean, and I get it. Like over in college, he probably played over 200 snaps a game. But in NFL, NFL is about 100, maybe 120, 140. Depending on the game. Depending on the game, you may sometimes get up to 160 depending on what team you playing, who you play for, stuff like that. That's just a lot, man. It's a lot. Not a check. It's a lot. And so I just don't, like I said, I call Cap because once somebody throw them millions at you, especially you a top 5 pick, top 3 pick possibly, why are you gonna say no to that? I get you talking about you can't have fun, but bro, you in the league, you done made it to the biggest stage. You still gonna have fun. You still gonna have some fun. So like, stop the cap, bro. Stop the cap. I can't see him not. Oh my god, I can't see him not playing in the league just because he can't play both sides of the ball. I just can't see it. And for me, I feel like he needs to master one side of the ball anyway. Like I feel like he needs to perfect his craft because I think if he played just strictly receiver, I could see him being a top 5, top 10 receiver in the league. If he played just strictly corner, I could see him being a top 5, top 10 corner in the league. But playing both, to me, I could see him being top 15 if he plays both. Top 15 at both positions, which isn't bad at all. Don't get me wrong. It's not bad at all. But top 15 don't get you paid like a top 10, top 5 player. That's my thing. That I mean, that's my thing. And I think, Steve Smith alluded to that a little bit too, saying that I mean, I know the full saying of, the master or the jack of all trades, master of none. I know the full saying. But sometimes it's better to be good at both than to be good at none or whatever. So I know the full saying, but he said jack of all trades, master of none, and the league don't pay, you know, jack of all trades. They pay craftsmen. So being top 15 at both positions don't get you paid like a top 5, top 10 player. And to be honest, being top 15 at receiver or at come on, get the ball out. Being top 15 at corner ain't gonna get you paid like a top 5 receiver. So I feel like, he gotta, what up, TJ? I feel like he gotta pick a side. He can't just choose to play both sides of the ball. And I don't really think, like I said, I think a team would give him packages, but I don't think a team is gonna let him. They're not gonna pay him all that money and be like, yeah, let you go play both sides of the ball. They gotta protect their investments. If they, I mean, unless they just I mean, there are poverty franchises, so like there's teams that could be like, nah, we don't really care, but I just can't see it happening, man. And I could be wrong. And I would love to be wrong about his health, like about his body holding up. I would love to be wrong about that. I would love to see him play both sides of the ball, and his body and his durability is amazing. It's immaculate. I don't wish anybody gets hurt. So I would love to see Travis Hunter play both sides of the ball, and he's able to play it, fully and healthy. It's just hard to imagine that actually being the case. Like I said, that's a lot of snaps in the league, man. It's one thing in college where the competition is so diluted, but when you get into the league and you playing the biggest, strongest, fastest players, you playing all these players that's top in their position. I just can't, or like that are like they're the best of the best. They made it. They made it to the big show. They're the best of the best. And linebackers ain't just these little, skinny fast mugs no more. These dudes big, pause. And safety's coming down to take your head off. Well, not so much anymore because, the rules. But safety's coming down to hit you. Yeah, man. Or like you got these big old receivers, these 6'4" receivers, and I get it. There's some of those in college. There's some of them in college, but everybody's fast now. So I don't know, man. I can't see it. I mean, I don't even see him as the best receiver in this class. I don't see him as the best corner in this class, and that's part of the reason why, because you never perfected either side of the ball. I think he's a really solid corner. I think he's a really solid receiver, but he never perfected either craft. I don't like his route running. I don't like how he sets up his routes, because route running is more than just footwork. I don't necessarily like how he sets up his routes. And I mean, he's a zone cover corner, so he has to go to the right team that plays a lot of zone too. Cover 3, cover 4, stuff like that. Maybe some cover 2 as well. But like he has to go to a team that's going to play predominantly, zone. So it depends on what team he falls to, what team he gets to. But yeah, like I don't. That's what I'm saying. I think he needs to perfect his craft at one position and get some packages, at the other position. I would love to see him go play corner and then get some packages at receiver. That's what I would like to see him do. Because I think in packages he can, like with packages at receiver, then he can show off some of his skills. Like, damn, his ball tracking is immaculate. His hands, he has really good hands. Like I said, my biggest issue with him is just his route running. I just don't like how he sets up his routes and stuff. That's my issue with Trav. Ooh, there we go. Make sure I get it to the right one. That's my biggest issue with Trav. But
On now to
We'll
the
see what
final
happens. Like I said,
no score.
what the draft is. When is the draft? The 24th? We about a week away. About a week. I think that's the day of the
And at first
draft.
with one
I think it's the
down,
24th,
Chris
25th,
Lewis, the next to
26th.
hit. 3-pitch strikeout
Let me
in the
look it
last
up. Hold
AB.
on.
Will definitely want to do better this time.
Hey, your turn. Drive in right here.
Strike one. Both the pitcher and catcher
Let me
have
see.
noticed
I
how
don't
aggressive
remember
these
when it
hitters have
is.
been early in the count. Might see if they can get them to chase.
Yep, April 24th. And I will be locked and loaded first round because I got to see what the Colts do at 14, man.
The 0-1.
Ooh,
Sharp
crack that.
grounder into the
But yeah,
outfield for a hit.
I got to see what the Colts do at 14. But yeah, April
Quickly, so
24th,
it's first and second with
first day of the
only one
draft,
away.
first round.
I know I was preaching an up the middle approach.
So we'll see what happens. It's gonna be interesting. I don't think this draft is. I don't think this draft is great. I think you have some top end talent. Yeah, I can't wait either, TJ. Like you have some top end talent, and then you have a lot of quality talent, but not like you could probably get you some starters in this draft, especially on the defensive line, specifically defensive tackle, offensive line, which is that's kind of why I feel like the Colts are gonna go offensive line at 14. I hope not. Hope we go defensive line and tight end, but you know, defensive tackle. You got some quality starters at the tight end position. I think this tight end class is really good. I think the corner class is pretty solid too. This is a very defensive draft. Like last year was an offensive draft, especially at the receiver position. Receiver was crazy last year. The receiver position last year was crazy. And that might, to be honest, that might go down as one of the best receiver drafts in history. I ain't gonna hold you. Yeah, it is a definitely good a good running back class for sure. This is a good running back class for sure. Shoot, Colts need to come away with a running back this year too. 4th, 5th round, something like that. We gotta get a running back.
On the ground, 2-ball.
Not that I think, you know, just somebody that can sit behind JT, or that'll be a good complimentary back to JT. So Colts definitely gotta get one. But yeah, good tight end class, good running back class, good defensive tackle class, good DB class. Few solid linebackers. I'm not gonna say it's a good class, but it's a solid class at linebacker.
Not my call though.
Receiver class is kind of There's some players, there's some guys, but it's kind of And then you have quarterbacks, which really after Shedeur and Cam, I'm not a fan of Jackson Dart. I mean, although I wouldn't have mind like if the Colts took Jackson Dart to back up AR. And if if AR doesn't pan out and Jackson Dart shows to be good, then boom, you have your quarterback of the future. But that for me would have been competition for AR. But the whole Tyler Shaw hype, I do not get. I'm sorry. That boy to me looked like Davis Mills. He looked like, when I watch him, to me, he just reminds me of Davis Mills. And granted, Davis Mills be shitting on the Colts, but yeah. He wasn't even on the bag. How did I pull him off the bag? He wasn't on the bag. But yeah, the whole Tyler Shaw hype, I don't get. I will never understand that hype behind Tyler Shaw. But it is what it is, man. Like, whatever. Whatever. They've been hyping him up. And when I watch this film, he like 25, 26. Like, to me, it's like, come on, bro. I'm swinging a bull. But to me, it's just like, yeah, like he ain't that.
Try to tease a swing at a ball that runs away from the hitter. Pitch misses there.
He ain't that. Yeah, he can make some throws. Yeah, he's kind of athletic. He's Davis Mills 2.0.
And a nice frame on the mound. He sets him down 1-2-3. So it's no runs.
Davis Mills 2.0.
We go to the ninth.
But we almost done.
Now for Montgomery, Will Simpson.
We almost done. I think that was really all I had to talk about. We talked about Nico, talked about Shedeur. Oh, NBA playoffs. That's right. That's right. NBA playoffs. The play-in tournament starts to, or not tournament, but the play-in starts today. You got Orlando versus Atlanta.
Grounder to the left side.
You
And
got
that's a fair ball.
who is it? Memphis versus Golden State. These should be two really good
In
games.
safely with a leadoff double, go-ahead
And
runs
I'm
in
kind of
scoring
shocked at
position.
Orlando that they,
And you can bet he feels
were
really good
500.
about that one.
What is it?
Well, he
They
was a
were,
bit
it's
out
82
in front
games.
of
They
that
were
pitch, but did a nice job of turning
36 and
and keeping
36.
the hands
No,
close
that's
to
not
the
right.
body
I'm
and put
tripping.
it inside the line for a fair ball and a base
What
hit.
was their
Now,
record?
a
Hold on.
pivotal at bat in this ball
I'm
game.
tripping because that's
On the run
not,
to
that's
short, could be
72.
two. To second for one. That's a double play. The ball game is over.
41 and 41. That's
I
right.
think he
They were
may
41
find a
and
way to get
41.
some extra cage time after
And
this one.
I'm
He
shocked
may
at
feel
it.
like
I mean,
he
I
didn't
understand
do enough.
Paulo missed some time because of the oblique injury, and I think Franz missed some time because of the same injury that Paulo had. I'm just shocked that they didn't win more games because they were a lot better last year. But I mean, it could just be the injuries that both of the star players endured. So that holds nothing against them. But they're both healthy now. I think they beat Atlanta. Um, yeah, I think they beat Atlanta. I don't think not that Atlanta doesn't have a shot. I just don't think that Atlanta will win this game. I think Orlando wins tonight. They move on as the 7th seed. And then you got the Heat and who's the other team? Oh, the Heat and the Bulls tomorrow. I ain't gonna hold you. I hope the Heat lose. Y'all know I'm a Heat fan. I hope the Heat lose. I hope they get ran out the gym. That team sucks. Team is terrible. So like Pat Riley gotta do something. He gotta do something this offseason. We gotta chalk the season. It's over with. And also I think if we make the playoffs, we lose our draft pick. So yeah. Go ahead and win that or lose that game. And then Chicago can play the loser of Atlanta and Orlando to make the playoffs. Like I said, I would much rather us lose that game, keep our first round draft pick, and just head to the draft. Get ready. It's no need. TJ, to be honest, I don't know. Hey, I would be honest with you. I don't know. I don't really pay that much attention to college basketball. I depend on some of my other guys that really follow college basketball that let me know or tell me who's good. Like even when we picked up Jaime Jaquez, I didn't know who the hell boy was. But my peoples told me that like he good, he's solid, and he gonna turn out to be a good player. So I was rocking with it. So it's still left to be seen. But yeah, when it comes to college basketball, I don't really pay attention to college basketball because I don't like basketball in general. So I don't really pay a lot of attention to it. Well, I pay attention to the NBA. I don't really pay attention to college basketball, but yeah, I don't like basketball in general. So like, yeah, I definitely don't pay. And I think college basketball until March Madness, that's really when I pay attention to college basketball. But the thing is with college basketball, they be pissing me off. Some of the stuff that they do pisses me off. Like just like the Florida and Houston game, the way Houston played pissed me off, and that's part of the reason why I don't watch college basketball. So yeah, I couldn't tell you, bro. I wish I could, but I really couldn't tell you. I just want somebody good. I just want somebody that's gonna turn into a solid player for the Miami Heat. Because Tyler Hero and Bam are fine. Like I'm cool with them too. But the thing is, it's like we need a superstar, and whether that's a young player that's gonna be a superstar, or you getting a superstar in free agency or a trade or whatever, Miami needs a superstar. Because even with Jimmy Butler, it was always the play in. And yeah, we made it to the finals, but it was always play in tournament, play in tournament, play in tournament. We need somebody that's gonna get us over the hump. And right now, it ain't none of the guys that we got in that locker room. So I need them to figure. I need my guy to. I need my guy to figure that out. Why is this? Look, man. See, this is the issue, man. Yeah, I need this in my chats. Need this in my chats, cause what we doing? Why you ain't modding StreamYard or Stream Labs? You supposed to be modding. Cause who the hell is this? There we go. But yeah, so we yeah, I just hope we lose. That's really all. I hope we lose tomorrow. I hope Chicago beats us, and I hope Chicago has to play Atlanta. Cause what is it? So who the 6 and 7
Lewis
seed?
is on a tear so far this
Oh
season.
no, 7 and
leading his
8.
team in homers.
So the
This
7th
evening
and 8th
crowd-
seed, whoever loses that game,
So up next,
plays the
George
winner
Johnson.
of the 9th and 10th seed. So yeah, Miami just needs
Runners
to
at
lose.
first and second, and nobody out.
And then Chicago could play Atlanta, and they can fight it out for a playoff spot. And then in the West,
Grounder might be
you
two.
got, like I said, you got
That's one.
you got Golden State and you got Memphis. I think Golden State pulls that out. And then I think Memphis. Hold on. I think Memphis will. But I'm pulling up ESPN right now.
Next to hit, Chris Lewis. Really strong hitting performance.
Because I forget who else is in the playing tournament for the Western Conference. Oh, Sacramento and Dallas. So yeah, so you got, I think Golden State wins tonight, and I think Sacramento beats Dallas. I think they beat Dallas, and so then you got Sacramento and Memphis. Right? Yeah, I think they beat Dallas. To be honest, though, I'm being honest with y'all. My NBA Finals prediction is the Lakers and the Celtics. That's my prediction.
And the count is 1-2.
I think the Lakers are playing some good basketball right now, and Luka, you get LeBron 5 and you get Luka his first, and it's kind of like the passing of the torch kind of type of thing. And then also because what Boston won last year, damn, Boston won last year. They won what, 17 last year? Ring 17 last year, or 18? Maybe I think they were both tied at 17 or something like that. But Boston won that ring last year to break the tie. It's only fitting that the Lakers played them to tie it back up.
That's the first out.
I mean, yeah, Cleveland has the best record, or the second best record in the NBA behind OKC. To me, OKC is too young. I don't think OKC is going to get over the hump against the Lakers. And the Lakers have the pedigree. You got Luka and LeBron, who have both been to the finals. Both have had a lot of playoff success. Then you got, and see, Luka getting back to the finals versus the Celtics. That's a revenge game.
1 out and the base is empty.
You got OKC is just young, and I think they lack the experience. And at some point, you got to get the experience, right? But like Luka, he took his lumps in the playoffs. He got the experience, and then they made it to the finals. So I just think, yeah. And I think the Lakers are going to beat Minnesota because that's who they face in the first round. I think the Lakers are going to beat Minnesota. I think that's going to be easy task. I think 5 games. Damn. I think it's going to be in 5 games. Yeah, Celtics at 18. Yep, that's a fact. Yeah, Lakers versus Celtics, I definitely can see that going 7 for sure. Hey, exactly, TJ. OKC need a vet. They need a vet that's been there, like that's been to the, like, that's been deep in the playoffs. They need a vet that's been deep in the playoffs, that's made some playoff runs. So yeah, I do agree with you on that. Yep, Celtics got 18. So like, if the Lakers and Celtics played each other, that series could go 7 games. And then if the Lakers win that series, they tie it back up, both at 18. But like I said, Luka get his revenge. You get LeBron 5, 2 with the Lakers, and then you get Luka his first one. Like I said, it's kind of, to me, that's kind of like the passing of the torch. It's kind of the passing of the torch, and I mean, it sucks. It ain't gonna be you know, it sucks, but like, and I'm not necessarily saying like that makes Luka the face of the league or anything, but it's like passing the torch from LeBron to Luka as far as like just taking over in LA at least.
0 for 3 with 2 flyouts and a strikeout.
But yeah, that's what I could see. I know some Pacers fans, when I posted on Twitter yesterday, some Pacers fans were like, "Nah, the Pacers getting over the hump." I'm sorry, I just can't see it, and it's not a knock to the Pacers. I just can't see it. They and who they play the first round? The Pacers play Milwaukee the first round. That should be a good series though. The Pacers and Milwaukee should be a really good series, and it's crazy because Dame ain't gonna be back for that because he's still dealing with the blood clots in his calf, which is just insane. You got Lakers in 6 versus Timberwolves. I got Lakers in 5. I think what did I post yesterday? I said Ant-Man. What the hell happened? Oh, I said Ant-Man. I should have ran. What did I say? Playing sand, something like that. Lakers in 5. But yeah, I think the Lakers win that one in 5. I can't see. I mean, we saw how Luka did Rudy Gobert last year in the playoffs. He cooked them, and then started talking his shit. So I don't know. I just I can't. I don't know, man. And then the Clippers. Who the Clippers play? Oh, they play Denver. That should be a solid series. Clippers play Denver. Lakers play Minnesota. Houston's gonna play whoever is the 8 seed, and OKC will play the 7 seed. Houston will play whoever's the 7 seed, and OKC will play whoever's the 8th seed. I think OKC will get past whoever they play in the first round. I think Houston will get past whoever they play in the first round. Clippers and Denver will be a good series in my opinion. And Lakers and Minnesota. I think Lakers beat them in 5, but I think it's going to be a hard fought 5. It's not going to be something where they just, continuously blow them out. Which series? Talking about the Denver and the yeah, I do feel like I ain't gonna hold you. I think the Pistons beat the Knicks. But you saying the Denver and Clipper series could go 7? Yeah. Yeah, I could see that going 7. That should be a really good series. But yeah, I ain't, like I said, TJ, I think the Pistons might beat the Knicks, man. Because one thing about Tibbs, he not gonna play his bench. He's not gonna play his bench, and he's just gonna continue to run the starters ragged. So I could definitely see that. I could definitely see the Pistons giving him some hell. I wouldn't be shocked though. Wouldn't be shocked at all. And who else? What I said, Pacers, Milwaukee. That'll be a good series. Who's the other? Let me get back to it. Let me look through this again.
I like the aggressiveness right there. The pitchers have been dealing so far, so you might as well try to apply some pressure and see if you can steal your way into.
I think Cleveland and Boston, whoever they play in the first round. Well, no, I take that back. I think a healthy Orlando will give Boston some problems. I still think Boston wins that series, but I think a healthy Orlando Magic team can give them some problems.
Here comes the throw. The tag, safe, and they've
Let's
taken
go.
the lead, 1-0.
Yeah, I think they can give them some problems. I could see that series going like 5 or 6. Cleveland, if they got to play Chicago or Atlanta, I think Cleveland get them out of there quick. I think they get them out of there within like 4.
And there's one away.
What up, AJ? What up, Gavin?
He may be feeling down as he heads back to the dugout, but that's a swing to be proud of.
Knicks in Detroit. Detroit going to get them out of there. And I could see that being a 7-game series, but Detroit gets them out of there. And then Indy and Milwaukee. With no Dame, it really depends on which Tyrese Halliburton shows up. In my opinion. Pistons need a vet in the offseason for sure
That's a
too.
very difficult double play to
They got
defend,
Malik,
especially because
but
your
I think
first baseman has to display
they need a starting
exceptional
vet.
footwork.
I mean, they
The
got
infielders
Tobias,
did a
but
really nice job there.
that's going to be honest, to me, that might be the
The
only
batter
issue
now
with them
waits
is
for
Tobias
strike one.
Harris in the playoffs
Nobody
because he
out
just
and a
don't show up
runner
in the
at
playoffs.
first.
In my opinion, he don't show up in the playoffs. But
That's towards
ooh,
center.
that wasn't a
Bullock
good
in
hit.
position.
What was I saying? What was I
One
saying?
away.
Oh, Indiana and Milwaukee. Without Dame,
We go to the ninth.
I just don't
Stepping to the
know
plate
if
now for Pensacola, Mark Coley.
without Dame, I don't know if they beat
Swing,
Indiana.
ground ball
Like I
out
said,
to
it just
short.
really depends on
Lewis
which Tyrese
whips it to
Halliburton shows
first
up.
in time.
If Halliburton
And
shows
there's
up and
one
he's
down.
the aggressive point
It's
guard, as
so
far as
hard
like
for
he's
batters to
aggressive
do
with finding his
anything with
shot
arm side
as
control.
well as
Two away
distributing
and
the
a runner
ball,
at
I think
first.
they could win
Next
that
up for the
series.
Blue Wahoos, Troy Johnston.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that going to go get KD. They need somebody that can give you a little bit more in the scoring
On to
department,
first.
like rather than it just being all on KD to do.
This wasn't his best game ever, but he
I
definitely
mean,
helped
Jalen
bring the
Durant
win.
gives you a
Nice
little
job.
bit, but he always in foul trouble, and he hasn't really perfected his offense. He's more of a rebounder.
Chris Lewis is on
Tobias Harris, like I said, he
one down.
just
Here's
yeah.
the shortstop at the plate. Chris
Malik
Lewis.
Beasley coming off the bench is solid, but yeah, they need somebody in that starting rotation that can give you a little bit more offensively,
Lewis
so it
stands at
doesn't just
6 foot
fall
8
on
and 1,
Cade.
just 21 years old, and he was drafted in the 7th round in 2024.
We're gonna finish up this
Late
game and then we're
swing,
gonna
fouled it
get
off.
off of here. Then I gotta go work out, and I gotta go pick up my son from school.
0-2, rocks and fires. Got the batter swinging.
Struck me
Chased
out.
the fastball up the ladder for strike 3.
Let me see what kind of money the Pistons got though. Let me see what their
So
salary
digging
cap
in,
look like.
Bennett Hostetler.
Cause I think the Pistons do got some money.
Coley at second, head
Let's
at first,
see.
1 out.
Oh, maybe they don't.
Grounder
Look
on
like
the
they
right
got
side,
1.2.
2-2.
They negative
To second for one.
1.2
Throw to
million in
first, but
cap.
not in time.
He made it.
Let me see what it look like in cap tracker. 25,
One down.
26.
Digging in at the dish for the Clingstones, Chris Lewis.
Dang, ain't nobody in the NBA got no money. Hold on. It's a lot different than football.
Late on that fastball. Didn't do a good enough
Dang, they
job
got
of
negative
timing up the
30 million in
pitcher's
cap space
fastball,
in
judging
20
by
next
that
year.
swing.
What the hell? The hell they doing?
Ball, no.
I gotta see who all they got under contract. This is crazy.
Sharp grounder into the outfield for a hit.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna share the tab so y'all can see it as well. If y'all watching, hold on. Mm, 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 mm. Hold on, y'all. I'm about to bring this up real quick so y'all can see what I'm looking at. That's not the right one. Bear with me. Bear with me. There we go. I don't want the transparent background. That's fine, I guess. We're just gonna put this over the whole screen. Stretch the fit screen. Oh, don't scroll, man. Come on now. All right, hold on. Bear with me. I'm trying to get the right source up here so that way y'all can see what I'm looking at. Just being stupid. That shit. There we go. All right, boom. Hopefully y'all can see it on TikTok too. If I gotta zoom in, let me know. But if you watch it on Twitch or YouTube, it should be up there where you can see it clearly. But all right, so Cade, oh, they estimating him to make the 38 million. They haven't. I don't think they. Yeah, I don't think they gave him an extension yet. So they gotta. Are they expecting him to keep Tobias? They're gonna have to get rid of that Tobias contract. Then they gotta get rid of Tim Hardaway too. They gotta get rid of some of these contracts. Dennis Schroeder shouldn't be making that much money. It says FA. I'm assuming that means free agent. So really, let me see. Let's look to see and let's propose a trade. Pistons and the Suns start trade. I mean, I know they're gonna have to come off some picks too. They can't just send to Phoenix. Send to Phoenix. We're gonna send Kevin Durant to Detroit. Goddamn, 51 million. That's crazy. Crazy. Draft picks. Oh, those are protected. Are they already gone somewhere? It look like they probably already gone somewhere. To Phoenix. Go ahead and send that one to Phoenix too. Phoenix ain't got no picks. Just send them two picks. Oh, here we go. It's over on this side. It passes the financial test. So they add plus 9.6. They subtract 9.6. Okay, and we under allowable income. So yeah, you trade those two players. Go get go get KD. That might work out for them. Yeah, I think that's good too. That's a good little trade for them. I think KD's still worth 2 first-round picks. Oh, and then Phoenix got to waive somebody. Who can Phoenix get rid of? Shoot, I ain't gonna hold you. Phoenix need to get rid of Bradley Beal. Yeah, Phoenix could definitely get rid of somebody. I don't need none of this. Yeah, that's to me. I think that'd be a good trade. You getting 2 players and you getting 2 first-round picks to get rid of the contract. Because I mean, really, what it come down to is that the Pistons got to take on KD's contract. Phoenix got to start rebuilding at some point anyway. So, or at least retooling or something. But yeah, I think that'll be a solid trade for them. That would be a nice little trade for the Pistons. I mean, granted, I would want the Miami Heat to pick up KD, to go trade for KD or something. But if it came down to it, that would be a nice little trade for the Pistons. That wouldn't be too bad for them. That's really who I want the Heat to go after this free agency. I mean, it's one of those, or this off season. It's one thing where it's like it may be a little too late, because when KD wanted to come here, come to Miami a few years ago, y'all wanted to go do y'all own thing. But it would be nice to get KD in the Miami Heat uniform. That would be solid.
The designated hitter, the next to hit.
All right, we're gonna finish this. Actually, you know what? We were just gonna end it here. We're just gonna end it here because I'm just rambling. And I don't want to keep rambling. But that's a fact. Free KD from the Suns for sure. Oh, that gotta be gone.
And it's caught just in front of the wall.
I hate this game, bro. I really hate this game. That wasn't like the one
Right there,
yesterday,
he did all the little things right.
but come
You can
on,
tell he
man.
felt the shift to the warning track and recalibrated with the
But anyway,
arm as
yeah,
he
we're gonna get up out of
That's a
here.
case of trusting your
I
fundamentals
appreciate
and your
y'all,
instincts in a
tapping
nice
in,
play.
coming to listen to me ramble about sports. It's something I love to do. So I appreciate y'all coming in and listening. Uh, again, I posted on Twitter, so make sure y'all share the post on Twitter. And at the same time, like, pass it on to your friends, your family, let them know, hey, Selu got a little podcast. He be hosting on Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, all of the above. Go check them out Tuesdays and Thursdays. Also, and by the way, I have a clothing line. I do have a clothing line, and I do want y'all to go check it out. Look, and if you're not interested in buying something, that's fine. Just share it. Share it with, like I said, it's free to support. Because just because you may not want something, somebody else may. Somebody else may want to buy something. So just, share the clothing line for me. It's krathletics.com. I will put it in the comments. Matter of fact, let me do it here. But go check it out for me. Let me know what y'all think. And also, like I said, share it around, share it with your friends, your family, anybody really. But it's my little clothing line. I try to wear it as much as possible. Right now I got one of my shirts on. It's like a little, like the little dry fit type shirt or whatever. Because I'm gonna wear this to go work out on or work out in. Got my wrong side. Boom. KR. It's my little golf hat. It's what I wear when I go play golf. But yeah, make sure to check it out. I got some other stuff on there, some hoodies, some t-shirts. I don't know the sweatpants. I don't think the sweatpants are up there right now, but yeah, be sure to go check it out for your boy. And like I said, if you don't want nothing, just share it. Just share it with somebody else. And I may have a code for y'all at some point where just a little code. Get a certain. Oh my God, he smoked that. A little code, get like 10-15% off, something light. But yeah, but be sure to tap in Thursday. We'll be back, and then next week we got the NFL draft. Best believe. You know what? I might have to do a show next week on Friday to discuss that first round. Yeah, I might have to push next week's podcast from Thursday to Friday so we can talk about that first round of the NFL draft. Next week's gonna be lit. I will probably be streaming next week on Thursday though, like in the afternoon during the draft, and just talking about it. And I think we're gonna be in playback as well. So, yeah, it's gonna be a fun day. It's gonna be a fun day. Make sure y'all tap in. We'll be sharing it on social media. On Twitter, it's at DropBallsPod, just like it is on TikTok, and on Instagram, it's at DropBalls_pod. If you're looking for me on Twitch or YouTube, just DropBallsPod. Um, that's where you can find me at. So those are all the socials, all the medias, all of that good stuff. But y'all be easy until next time. On Tuesday, we'll be back. Same time around 12 o'clock on Tuesday. And then I'll probably be streaming a little bit later tonight after my son's soccer practice, streaming some Call of Duty. And we'll be active doing that tomorrow as well. But yeah, y'all tap in with your boy. Until next time.